In the name of God, the compassionate, the merciful. Today I want to go to page 36 and provide you with one good example of principle in Chomskyan grammar, okay? But before that, we go to page 35 and have a short look at that. Well, page 35, it says something like a brief word on the meaning of generative. I don't want you to continue these two pages. So page 35, okay, a brief word on the meaning of generative is not needed to be, in fact, included in your study. So you don't read page 35 and page 36 up to page 36 discussion and an example of principal locality. So I'm actually beginning with page 36. So you remember we want to talk about principle as opposed to parameter. What is a principle? Well, all languages have, okay? I will give you an example of principle. Go to page 37 and example 21, okay? Example 21. The manager will fire Beckham. You know Beckham. Actually, if you are a soccer player, or if you actually a fan of football, soccer, you actually know this guy. And it was at that time, in fact, where David Beckham was a player at that time. You know, today he is not a player. Well, the book is written at that time. Anyway, so the manager will fire Beckham, okay? Compare it with number 22. We say, will the manager fire Beckham? Will the manager fire Beckham? What do we do? 21 is a statement. We want to change it to a question like 22. What do? We put the auxiliary, we take the auxiliary will to the beginning of the sentence, okay, like this. So the manager will fire Beckham will change to will the manager fire Beckham, okay? Now, what did we do in number 1? Number 22, we actually moved the auxiliary to the beginning of the sentence. Let us do the same thing with 23 on page 37. The manager will have fired Beckham. What is the point? The point is that here we have got two auxiliaries. One is will and the other is have, okay? So we want to put the auxiliary to the beginning, but which auxiliary is going to move to the beginning of the sentence? This is important. Well, in order for you to understand, you have to go to 24, A and B. Okay? Look, we say, will the manager have fired Beckham? And the sentence is good. But can I say, have the manager will fired Beckham? Will fired Beckham? Not good. That is why for 24A, we do not have an asterisk, a star, Najma. You remember Najma? I told you. But for 24B, there is Najma, there is asterisk. Asterisk means that it is ungrammatical. So my question is that why A is grammatical and why B isn't? Okay? Just keep it. We want to talk about locality. Let us go to 25. We want to say The one that is closer to the beginning of the sentence is going to, in fact, move to the beginning of the sentence. So the auxiliary, the first auxiliary actually moves to the beginning of the sentence. Well, let us go to 25. Look at the sentence once more. Will the manager have fired Beckham? Again, we see with will it is okay, but with have it is not okay. So 25b says, have the manager will fire Beckham? Well, what is the difference? In 24a, which is the same as 25a, which is the same as 24, we have a smaller movement to the beginning of the sentence. But for 20b, as you see, 25b, as you see, there is a bigger movement. So we say that smaller movement is better than a bigger movement. So why 24a was good, but 24b was not good? Why was it? Okay, we say 24 needs a smaller movement, not a big movement. So 24a is better than 24b. Okay? So smaller movement is better, as you see, from 21 to 25. Let us go to 26. Well, we want to talk about the movement of in fact, something to the beginning of the sentence. Again, we want to see bigger movement or smaller movement is better. Okay, let's see. 26. Look, 26 says, it seems the manager has fired Beckham. And 26b says the manager seems to have fired Beckham. What is the difference between 26a and 26b? 26a says that at the beginning of the sentence there is an it. This it doesn't say anything, doesn't mean anything, does not have any content, does not have any meaning. It does not have any content, it does not have a meaning. Okay? It is dummy. It is empty. It is not a pronoun here. In this sense, it is not a pronoun. Of course, it is a dummy pronoun. It means that it does not have meaning. So when there is something like it at the beginning of the sentence, we actually move something and put that something to the beginning of the sentence. Well, we actually put the subject of the, in fact, embedded clause, the manager, to the beginning of the sentence. So if you actually compare 26a with 26b, you see that the manager actually moves from the embedded clause to the beginning of the clause and occupies the position of empty it. The position is empty and it is occupied by it, and this is the dummy subject, so we can move it. So 26a, there is no movement in it. 26b, there is a movement, as you can easily see from the arrow on top of it. Okay? So there is movement, and the movement actually happens in 26. But let us make the sentence like 27 and 27b, 27a and b. We want to say shorter movement or smaller movement. Shorter movement or